I agree with you. And this is what happened in Pakistan very recently also, because the government was not able to give any warnings about the flood. And the people who are living from 50 years, from 30 years, it was not possible for them to leave their houses. And, the emotional trauma also comes with it. And I totally agree with you. And it was really, really difficult. And by the time they thought to move, they agreed to move, it was already very late. And I agree with you. It is government's responsibility to make sure that the warnings are placed in time. You're doing very good work, Madina. And as a young African woman stepping into global advocacy spaces, it's already challenging, I must say. What internal or external barriers have you had to overcome? And what has helped you stand your ground? Because I see you're a very confident, very mature woman.
Thank you so much. And yes, there are several challenges, and one of them are some of them are, is it really your story? Some people might not even believe if it's a story. Some people will say that her story isn't really motivating me, and that's okay because we all have different perspectives. And some people even ask you, did you really experience these effects of climate change that we're talking about? And we need to understand that I may not be facing them as directly as the people in the villages, but we are all experiencing climate change, you see?
Yeah.
And because I have a chance to speak about it in different platforms, why not? You see?
Why
But
not?
also you'll be told you're too young, sometimes you're too local. You see, sometimes maybe people will even discourage you, because one thing about climate change is that not everybody think that it's real.
Yeah.
So that's also a major challenge. Some people might even discourage you to just make sure that you don't keep on talking about the climate crisis, or to even discourage you to not even take action in your community. But what keeps me moving is that I have seen people experience the effects of climate change. I have heard too. And also personally, I have experienced it. And I know my friends who have experienced it. So looking at the stories, my own story too, the story of the people in the local community, because I'm also doing a lot of field work. And so I see and I get to sit with them and talk to them, looking at the children, how are they being affected by the climate change. It gives me hope to keep on advocating for climate change, because if you know you're able to do this, then why shouldn't you? Because I believe that it's like my mission from when I was born to come and talk about the climate crisis and to take different actions in my community to advocate for change, not only locally, but also globally whenever I get the opportunity to do so.
Thank you, Medina. Having clarity of your